You guys, this has to be one of the best messages that I have received for us in a really, 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 really long time. So I'm super excited to deliver it. But before we get into today's channel message, Spirit wants me to acknowledge just how brave and courageous that we are collectively. Okay. Our ability to exude this confidence, even when we aren't sure at times, our willingness to check ourselves when we need to be checked, no matter our circumstances, even when we're lacking clarity or we don't understand what something means, we still are willing to buckle down and do what must be done for our highest and greatest good. So, Spirit's saying, celebrate yourself in this season. Okay, clap for yourself. I'm gonna clap for y'all because we definitely had to kiss a lot of frogs to get where we are. We had to go through a lot of different things to be where we are today on our journey. Okay, and it's funny because I felt guided to get my frog coffee mug. Okay, so anyway, I digress. So, chosen ones, those of you that know this message is for you, it's time for you to get excited. It's time for you to have compassion for yourself because you did something that ain't never been done before. Okay, we have officially got out of our own way and tamed one of the greatest beasts that ever existed, and that's ourselves. So again, we've earned this. Okay, that's what Spirit, that was the strong thing that Spirit wanted me to come on here and say, is that we have earned the right to be acknowledged. Okay, to be recognized. You are receiving your flowers today while you're alive. And we'll get into the oracle message in just a little bit. We'll reveal those cards. But for those of you that are new, welcome to our lovenest soul tribe. Those of you that are stay nested members, shout out to you guys. If you're on the lovebirds tier or the soul train tier, you can definitely look forward to messages also being over there. You may get early access. I haven't decided yet, but I just wanted to chime in and let you know that we see you guys. Okay, on this channel, if you were guided here, it's no coincidence that you made it to this channel. This is the space where we explore aspects about ourselves for our highest and greatest good. Okay, many are called, but few are chosen. So you are chosen to be here. This message is for you. It's no coincidence that it popped up on your timeline. So see this as a confirmation that you have successfully manifested your highest timeline. Okay, so we welcome you. Early birds always catch the worm, and that's what this is going to be about today. Okay, so let's get into this channel message. The message that I got came from an old fortune cookie. You probably can see it here, but I'm going to bring it in a little closer. All right, this fortune cookie says, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. Okay, so off the bat, when I felt guided to pull this out, this fortune cookie is like 3 years old. Okay, so there could be a significance around delays of over 3 years, or something about just a dark cloud that has been lingering is coming to a close, is ending. On that dimension, on that plane, the cloud is still there, but you have successfully raised in vibration. It's not really like a high or a low thing, the way Spirit revealed it to me. It's more or less like a open door, a portal, a level of accessibility, right? You're able to access more parts of your brain. Okay, you're able to perceive more light. Okay, so perception, the hangman energy, being able to see what everything is about, the blessings in disguise, processing those experiences, and really just doing the fucking hard work. Let's just be real. Okay, we have been doing the hard work, and there is no doubt about that. Which brings Okay, which brings me to the channel message. Okay, so whoever these people are, it doesn't matter. But here's the energy. Right now, whenever you're guided to this message, whenever this message finds you, people are literally coming unhinged. Okay, they're screaming, they're cussing, like people are scratching their face. They are frustrated, irritated. I mean, they feel like someone has literally poured like holy water on them or something. Like they feel horrible. It's like burning. It's like, even if it's from one person, however many people are connected to that soul or that energy or a part of that cult or part of that clique or whatever, they all are burning from the inside. Okay, they're fighting themselves because you're so happy. There's something about their soul knows that your happiness is going to be long term. Spirit kept stressing the word long term to me. Like long term, because I feel like there's this energy where these are people that get success but they can't keep it. They get things but they can't maintain it. They lose a lot. So they have to keep collecting. But I digress. Okay, so we are generally thriving and experiencing this bliss. Okay, it's a genuine thing. So in general, it's like a lifestyle. It's who we are. We are thriving and genuinely living the experiences of bliss. Okay, heaven here on earth. And it's happening in our personal lives. It's happening with those that we are nurturing, who we are connected with. There's no doubt about it. There's no drought here. Okay. So your abundance, right? The abundance that we're having, the fun that we're having, we're actually co-creating our happily ever after on a frequency that none of these people can understand. They can't understand it. They don't understand it. As far as they're concerned, it's woe is me. World is coming to an end. These people are just trying so hard to convince you. There's something about wanting to convince you that you aren't bothering them. Wanting to convince you. It's like you, whoever you are, it's so difficult to like tell you anything, one up you, okay, check you, because like I said in the beginning, Spirit said you check yourself. So it's difficult to the gratification that these people will normally get from like, aha, I told you about yourself, aha, you're not a know-it-all, aha, this, that, or like, I'm unbothered, I don't care about what you're doing, whatever. That's the furthest from the truth. Lie detector test, that's a lie. Okay, people are trying so hard to convince you that you aren't worth thinking about, let alone talking about. There's nothing that you can say to make them feel some type of way. And so energy doesn't lie. So whatever persona, whatever mask that they're wearing, they're scratching, they're gnawing at their face because their mask is cracking. Okay, they can barely hold the fake smile. They can barely pretend they're holding, like they're about to like divulge and tell on themselves, expose themselves. So these are also people that look for the flaws in things. They look for things to be wrong. They're hyper attuned to be able to, they sit around and wait for the opportunity to tell you that you're either doing something wrong, not doing something right. And they feel like until they have that type of validity to be able to clock you in that way, come through Spirit, until they have the type of validity, until they have the type of reassurance, they haven't really received the reassurance that it's okay to attack you in this way. Okay, so at first glance they have to convince you that you're bullying them, but you're making it so difficult to convince you that you're the bully or you're the bad guy. And this is the type of energy that likes to provoke, create quarrel, So they can use that as an opportunity to point the finger and blame you, wanting you to feel like, what did I do wrong? So you can go back to the version of yourself that used to people please. But that ain't happening over here. None of that is happening over here. You are on a totally different time. And I feel like you're grateful. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. In the beginning, it was very difficult, right? It probably even irritating to constantly have things delayed. But whatever people are doing to trigger you, provoke you, it's like they think that they're winning because of the delays, but really you've been given the antidote. Okay, like you have bullshit repellent, you have the remedy, right? So anytime that spirit has had to hold something off or wait, you just roll with it. And that's why spirit said it's time for you to celebrate and have compassion for yourself, because every time something was delayed, instead of you getting angry like everyone else and responding with despondence, you chose to see how this situation could be a blessing in disguise, right? So you access some type of key, some type of wisdom, and that's why you're receiving this message. That's why this message is coming out for us. All right, so let's reveal the oracle cards. All right, so you have a focus on children, pregnancy, birth, adoption. Okay. You have connect with animals, animal spirit guides, healing, past pets. Okay, be an open channel, mediumship, ancestors, and spirits. Okay. So you are the open channel for your ancestors through mediumship. Okay, these cards are pretty self-explanatory, but I love the little story that comes along with it. All right, so I know you will too. So let's start with focus on children. Let's see what wisdom is coming through these oracles. 50. Focus on children. All right, so the little story that comes with this card, I'll hold it up for you to see it. A blend of cultures, religions, and histories have merged to make Jamaica a country known for its magic, spirituality, and music. The distinct spirituality that emerged in Jamaica was a response to the harsh reality of slavery and displacement. Religion in Jamaica can combine African and Christian elements, have no separation between the divine and the earthly, and speak out against oppression. Above all, the importance of family shines through. Children are often cared for by the extended family, and there are many traditions around pregnancy and birth. Spiritual traditions have evolved to help the people of Jamaica reclaim their ancestral connections, while growing a proud and unified cultural identity. All right, Ancestor speaks. Babies, pregnancy, and children are being highlighted for you. When this card appears, you may have been considering conceiving, fostering, or adopting a child. This card is giving you a heads up to let you know that there is a child who wants to come to you and your family. This child doesn't have to be your biological child. It could be a niece, nephew, adopted child, stepchild, or foster child. Okay? I'm also hearing blended family, so by way of marriage as well. Okay. Okay, let me give you the divinatory meaning. If you already have children or grandchildren, this card is a reminder for you to connect with them and spend more time with your family. Children are a blessing. They really do heal people and bring the family members together in a positive way. Look at the children in your life and be thankful for the amazing gift they are to you. If you have children who have passed away, this card confirms that they are safe, happy, and still around you. They love you very much. Okay? So, connect with animals. Page 30. Okay. Animal spirit guides, healing past pets. The Sami of the Nordic countries were originally nomads. During the summer, they lived in tipi-like tents known as katas, which could easily be moved as they traveled with their animals. In the winter, sturdier peat huts kept them warm. The Sami originally hunted wild reindeer for food and raw materials, but over time learned how to tame, manage, and keep them in herds. Domesticated reindeer were used for milking, transportation, to attract wild reindeer when they were hunting. Family groups called Sadi or Sida shared resources. The fishing families lived in more permanent communities, whereas the Sami, who lived off the land hunting and breeding reindeer, usually lived a more nomadic life between winter gazing in the forest and summer pastures high in the mountains. They traveled hundreds of miles with their tame reindeer. Many of these traditions continue in new generations of Sami in Finland, Norway, Sweden, and Russia. All right. So you have a natural connection with animals. They are known to your energy and trust you. You have a gift for communicating with and healing all kinds of animals, including fish and birds. You may have been thinking about working with animals, adopting a rescue animal, volunteering at an animal shelter, or looking after injured wildlife. If you already work with animals or have pets of your own, this card is confirmation that you are on the right track. Keep up the great work you are doing with animals. Alright, this card may also be a message from a beloved pet that has passed away. Try to see or sense your beloved pet. You may feel heat or tingling on your body or feel your pet's presence around you. Your pet wants you to know it is happy, that it loves you very much, and is still around you and your family. This may also be a sign that your animal spirit guides are trying to get in touch with you. Pay attention to any animals you are drawn to and that keep appearing for you, as this may be a clue to who your animal spirit guide is. Your animal spirit guide will always be with you. It will give you physical warning like an animal instinct when you need to pay attention or be alert. Try to connect with your animal spirit guide today. All right, your last card is be an open channel. Number 22. All right, so this is mediumship, ancestors, and spirits. The Zulu people place great importance on looking after and honoring their ancestors, who they refer to as Amadlozi. As ancestors protect, guide, and help the living family members connect to the divine consciousness. I think it's Kwangi. I know I butchered that. It is wise to keep them happy. Souls are brought from the place of physical death to the family home, where there is a sacred space dedicated to the ancestor spirits. This space is called Msamo, and it is here that people communicate with or make offerings to their ancestors. It is believed that unhappy ancestors could be a source of troubles, such as financial hardship, accidents, or sickness. For assistance communicating with and appeasing their ancestors, people may call upon a sangomo, a respected healer and medium. A sangomo uses ritual and traditional medicines to address physical and spiritual ailments. All right. The sangomo has shown up to make you aware that you are a natural born medium who can channel past loved ones and spirits. You may have already felt or seen spirits or received signs or messages from the other side. You will be called to deliver a message or act on behalf of someone's ancestors or loved ones. It is time for you to learn more about your natural mediumship and channeling skills. Hone your natural mediumship with study and practice. Begin by asking your spirit guides and ancestors to surround you in a protective bubble of golden light. Read about mediumship, join a developmental group, or attend a workshop. Do not be afraid of your gifts. It is wonderful to do what you do. Okay, so shout out to all my mediums, all my channels, all my gifted people out here that be connecting with the elements, your ancestors, spirits. They are definitely coming through very strong for you in today's message. Now I need to figure out what deck I'm going to use. I think we're going to use this one. Hold on a second, y'all. All right, you guys. So I'm going to intuit some of these really quick and see if there's any other messages being guided to come out. I feel something. Let's see. Someone is definitely having a child. Congratulations, whoever you are. Birth of a business as well. This could be your first business. I heard get cracking, get crack-a-lacking. Hold on a second. Okay. All right, Spirit. Any more messages? I got the Five of Pentacles. Okay, let's keep going. The Eight of Wands. I'm telling you, look at this. You have two cards. This time period is about to go, like, you're going in a particular direction. Okay, with the Empress here and with be an open channel, like, you're an open vessel, you're a portal. Okay, for sure. And in the card, she's fucking pregnant. Okay, not everybody, of course, is going to be pregnant, or you could be getting someone pregnant, but the direction that you're going in, whatever was delayed, that is coming around the mountain when she comes. Okay, let's see. Okay. So if someone ghosted you, or they stopped talking to you, or you guys weren't able to come together for some type of reason, because we have the bride type of energy. If someone else had to have relationships with other people, that's what I'm picking up here. Those are the scenarios. You had a situation romantically with someone. They had ties. They had to go down a path. y'all had to go y'all separate ways for a period of time. How you guys ended up going your separate ways may have been like, cold turkey. You guys didn't talk. You guys no closure. And that may be why the ghosting energy is here, but it's not like it's malicious. It's also this energy of like y'all finances could have taken y'all down different paths where, there's a third party concept here, right? You have two people on the inside and then one on the outside. So this could be like a missed opportunity as well. During that time, you would have either started a business, got you some momentum going, focused on your children, probably helped the homeless, or you fostered someone that was in a situation where they were abandoned. So there's an abandonment energy here. You've been healing abandonment wounds as well. This is the reason why, okay, you had past life experiences, even in this life, that mirrored or echoed from past lives of abandonment, and those wounds you healed. And so it's like your ancestors, your spirit guides are saying, as you focused on your children, starting your business, minding your own business, not worried about what's going on in that person's life, why it didn't work out. You accepted, y'all had to go y'all separate ways or whatever. And that's exactly what you needed to do. So it may have made you angry, but the remedy was to that. This would have made you more angry focusing on it. Okay. So for some of you guys, you had to focus on other things so you wouldn't be love sick. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like during that delay, during that period, you went and did something productive with your time. So your ancestors are coming through, confirming for you that they are so happy that you were willing to heal this generational pattern, this wound. You have no idea just how much balance you brought to your bloodline. Okay? You answered that call. You confronted those emotions. You looked within. You saw how certain things happened, and you got your hands dirty, and you were willing to feel abandoned, okay? Feel rejected, go through trauma. You were willing to do so many things. Not just say you endured it, but you took those experiences. Yes, it could have made you angry. But instead, you just kind of let it play out. You didn't try to force it. You didn't try to hit nobody up. You didn't try to get clarity. And so they're acknowledging that wasn't easy, but that you went ahead and, like Alice in Wonderland, you took that antidote, and then you did whatever was necessary to go in the direction that you're going on. And that's why you trust in your instincts. Okay, the Eight of Wands is also about trusting your instincts, and we have the antlers here. So doing what makes you happy, following your own bliss, wherever your attention was going, that's when you was being propelled. So it's like the universe was definitely co-creating. Like, we can go wherever you want to go. You're in the driver's seat. I know that wasn't easy, but I got you. Your ancestors, like, I got you. I'm going to make sure that you're taken care of, you're provided for. You definitely appeased your ancestors. Whatever you did, they're confirming that they're pleased. And you did it even when people were considering you like crazy, like, oh my God, you're doing all woo-woo type of shit. Family, friends, anybody. You even lost relationships romantically because they don't understand your relationship to the spiritual realm. And so they are just pretty much taking this moment to say, we know how much you have sacrificed to have this, to commune with your ancestors, to do something that's never been done before, to trailblaze a path that only you could do because it was your calling. Like a moment, they're getting emotional. I'm seeing an older woman speak, someone's grandmother. I'm also seeing someone's father. It's like crying, but it's like tears of joy. Okay. A lot of you on this journey, your relationships with your same sex So if you're a woman, your relationship with your female grandmothers, mothers in life may have been estranged, okay, through abandonment, but in death, your relationship with them is way stronger because they know so much more now. It's almost like this is going to sound really weird to say, but your bloodline specifically, you guys will have an estranged relationship in life, but in death, you guys are thick as thieves. And the reason why I feel like that is, right, because everything's happened for you, not to you, is because in life, you guys ancestrally, your ancestors have done this all the time. They broke chains of poverty, scarcity, wounds. And so, you know how like when it says trust your instincts, so in the animal kingdom, right, in the animal world, when they have a youngling or a young child and it's time for them to go their own separate ways, you will see the relationship between the mother and the father and the cub are estranged. It's like, we've done all we could do for you. There's no need for you to be here. And so they would stunt their child's growth, create a generation of scarred energy if they didn't push them away. Okay, so in certain situations, if your parents on this level of consciousness didn't push you away, you would be codependent. Okay, so you may have siblings or family members that are used to being codependent. But in the animal kingdom, because the cards talked about focusing on trusting your instincts above all else and going where you feel guided to go, that also means that at a very young age, you had to grow up fast. You felt that detachment, right? It had to let you go because you became a channel, a vessel, really young. And you don't even have to get pregnant very young, but you were coming into womanhood. You were coming into manhood very young, okay? And it's connected to the animal kingdom of some sort, okay? And so there's some cultural divides because in certain civilizations, they have a different way of doing things where they have a system that's designed where they're your parent and the matriarch of that entire lineage for generations to come. And then they choose one to be their predecessor. And in this type of dynamic, it's like you're pushed out the house. You have to find your own way. You start your own lineage. Be your own channel. But if you guys tried to all be in the same pride or in the same house together or them still hold your hand, it would only create strife. Okay. Jealousy, envy, and those things come from, it's packed with so many messages here about how it will make you angry. That anger is supposed to push you down a particular path that you've been called to walk on, that you chose to walk on. So even if you're in a state of bliss where it's like, I don't even want to be bothered, I don't want to participate, you would just be like delayed regardless. It's like there is no other way except to get it done, and that's kind of the energy that I was picking up on, like, get it done, remember who you are, get out of your own way. And so the spirit is pretty much saying like, oh yeah, the enemy was betting on you to give up on yourself, fold on yourself, but your higher self wouldn't allow you to do that to yourself. Yeah. So you're in a whole new universe now. That's how I feel. Let's pull a card from here. All right, so the card that you have is Key to Intimacy. This card is so beautiful to me. If you can see it a little bit, it says, intimate love is a core need to be met in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not. So yeah, you had to go through experiences that taught you what love was not. And that's the Five of Pentacles. I know what I don't want. I know what isn't love. I know. And that's where you those are the experiences that gave you your remedy. Yeah. I know I don't want envy. I don't want gossip. I know I don't want these types of relationships that allow these in my life, right? So you guys grew up in family dynamics, relationship dynamics that, was like evil. It was never a celebration. You never had a reason to celebrate. A lot of you have been breaking that generational curse with your children. If you have children, your awareness, your willingness to get the answers, to ask why, go against the grain, is what kind of your higher is what keeps you in alignment with your higher self. Forcing you to slow down and ask yourself why this had to happen, why that had to happen. When you ask those critical questions, you really are healing yourself. And that's kind of, it's like at the same time, it feels like Spirit is still giving, guidance to those. I feel like you're going to be giving guidance to those on how you did something. Like this is why you're qualified for something. We're going to use just these cards. So we have forgiveness. Hurt blocks our light. So you had a lot of people to forgive. And more importantly, you had to forgive yourself. Hurt blocks our light. Yeah, something to do with your light of your heart. Your heart chakra. Because it's like as long as you didn't want to forgive something and you were avoiding it, avoiding intimacy, avoiding love, avoiding interaction, avoiding abandonment, the more you didn't realize that you were self-destructing yourself. The pain of those wounds is actually your remedy. On the other side, you persevere. And then that's what causes you to treat yourself better, have higher standards, and really know who you are. So you're coming out of a season of having to forgive people and yourself, and you've just officially let everything go. And so it's no longer your responsibility to, you don't owe anyone an apology. You don't have to go around say, I'm sorry. No, you don't have to atone for anything. Now you can give yourself permission to treat yourself well. Prioritizing you and it's like feeling no guilt about prioritizing yourself. And then we have presence of absence. Hold what is absent in the presence of your love. Interesting. Some of you guys, 35, 26, 21. It's going to start it when you were 21. All right, maybe now you're at 35. So these pivotal moments. Interesting. So that's why so many people are becoming unhinged, because they, like, the sting of your absence. It's almost like a death. It feels like you being gone from a situation, you not being around. There's like people are mourning you. Your light. So you may have thought at some point that you just cutting ties and focusing on yourself was you letting go and cutting that cord. But really all that was happening is another abandonment wound was created. When they say hurt people, right? So when you avoid the conflict, when you avoid the fracture, you block yourself in the process. Okay. Just give me a minute to sit with this, because I'm asking questions in my mind and waiting for Spirit to give me an answer. Let me see. There is something here. Hold what is absent in the presence of your love. You know, this is giving me like a little bitter energy. But it doesn't feel like your energy. It feels like someone else wanted you to hold their pain, like babysit their pain, hold their pain for them, help them carry the load, the burden. But you didn't subscribe to that type of system with judgment here. Like you decided to break the mold. Okay, so this may be directly connected to your mother or the mother archetype. So whoever you're a child of, so you're someone else's child. And you've determined the key to your intimacy issues. It may not even be in the relationships, but when you were born through your mother, her heartbreak, she created you from her heartbreak. It was created, when let's say, for example, you're in a long relationship with someone and you have relationship issues, but you keep having kids. But you don't really want to have the kids, but you keep having sex. And you just keep procreating. So a lot of people, a lot of humans on earth have been procreated from being fruitful and multiplying. That's what God tell you to do. But underneath that mask, the truth is they never really wanted to do that. They never really wanted to have those kids. So every time they co-created with the universe, they co-created an abandonment wound, unable to connect to their own offspring on a deeper, intimate level without it being like, I can only connect through sex or a different type of intimacy. They don't know how to connect through the heart chakra. And so connecting even with their partners, they can only connect through material gain or sex. But here you are taking that abandonment wound and saying, okay, you know what? I'm not going to procreate from a wounded space, right? When you can't do, what do you do? Make babies. When you can't do, what do you do? That saying that they have is kind of like showing up here too. And so the first person to forgive here, it seems like a mother figure. Is this like a mother wound? And when someone is absent, this is also, some of you guys were emotional space fillers, especially if your mother used you as their therapist, they used you as their confidant, but you were a child. That's when you had to grow up fast, right? The absence of a father, the absence of help, support, what became your burdens to carry. Yeah, because this is like extending an olive branch. You try to extend an olive branch like, hey, I want to have a relationship, you know, no judging. But it's like once you open that communication like you were asked to do, it resulted in like a carry moment. Who we're talking all that smack. Like, yeah. Where you had, it's like then you become, you know, they put the gas in the ignition and you spark that bitch. And they looking at you like, oh my God, be careful what you say. Be careful what you say to you. Because they'll judge you. So you have people as well looking at you like you would like curse them, do some type of witchy poo on them or something like that. It's like, I think it's like a way to like get you upset, make you angry, make you delay yourself. That's what I'm seeing here. So every time they made you angry, you just channeled that anger into a certain area of your life, but you still carried the scars. Hurt blocks our light. So you take that hurt and you channel it in the area of your life. You got the Wheel of Fortune here, okay? So it's like you never could rely on anyone anyway, so you were fixed. So focusing on fixing this karmic wheel, this karmic energy. So the best way to fix the karmic energy is letting go of control, self-doubt, taming your need to be stubborn. Like you had to get out of your own way a lot to keep your heart open. You had to learn how to let go of offenses faster. So you had to build momentum on how to let go of offenses, because anytime you help, it's like your soul contract is designed where, whether it's in a past life or this lifetime, anyone that has ever offended you, it sticks like karma across all timelines in multiple dimensions. So you keep incarnating with the same energies, same family members, same people, the same souls, essentially. And then when you try to avoid the disaster because you know it's not going to end well, you never break the curse. So that uncomfortable conversation, that uncomfortable experience, the truth sets you free. The truth is, I don't like confrontation. I hold back because I can harm other people. So it's like, you know your strength, you know your power. You can crash out. You can have a carry moment. And so these karmic energies, these people, they know that you're like a ticking time bomb. And so they want to provoke you. They want to make you angry. And they want you to believe that you have to seek their forgiveness in order to be set free. Like you have to, you need their redemption. Like, I need my mother to forgive me. I need my sister to forgive me. I need my brother to forgive me. I need these people to forgive me for my offenses. And they really don't have no power over that, but they want you to believe that they have the power that determines your success, your momentum or not. But really, you've had the power all along. And the power has always been yours. You knowing that you don't have to forgive you don't have to forgive nothing as long as nobody, as long as you forgive yourself. And so you have people that are trying to convince you that that's not how that works. But yeah, that's how that works. because clearly it bothers them, not you. So it's theirs. They're the ones that have to forgive you, not the other way around. They're the ones that have to learn how to stop taking shit so personal and let things go. The lesson ain't for you, it's for them. Star. Oh, what is absence? So it's like have a memorabilia. So all they have is the memory of you. All they have is a memory of you. They remember the old version of you or something like that. I just want to look at this one card. I think it's 35 because this is like the most important part. And I don't really know what it's trying to say. So I want to know. I want to know. Okay, so you have been learning through trial and error. Dealing with betrayal, confronting disillusionment, and being broken, loud, and open. You're not perfect. Yeah, you may not have this, you may not have that, but it's okay not to be okay. So your saving grace is that you're hopeful because it's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be perfect. And I think a lot of people don't understand that about you. Like it's intriguing, but it's also perplexing. Like 110. Look up angel number 110 if you feel guided. Okay, so it says presence of absence. Hold what is absent in the presence of your love. It is easy to fill our thoughts with the loss of loved ones, missed opportunities, and regrets. Our hearts can become so overwhelmed with what is no longer or never has been a part of our life that we lose sight of our present. This can be especially so with regrets around the things we did not say, try, or do. All that we can ever change about our regrets is what we do with our grief in the present. Loss is a kind of death. When we lose or do not attain something we deeply value, something of ourselves dies or remains absent along with it. At some point, we have to learn to live on and find ways to genuinely fulfill our present. Without this cherished person, place, attainment, or situation, the empty space. All right, you guys, my bad. I lost storage space. That's a message in itself, okay? It's okay if you don't have the emotional capacity to carry someone else's emotions. And so I get it. I don't know why I heard that, because you may not have the storage or the emotional capacity to listen to the next person's regrets or their emotional issues of the past, okay? Because I do feel like you may not have the data, okay, the mental mind space or the emotional capacity to really carry the burden of that. And so, in those situations, the best thing you could do is guide them to a therapist, okay? If this is you and you're dealing with a level of consciousness like that, definitely the best way you can show up for those people is giving them a hotline number to like a therapist if they can't afford one, So there's something about having to deal with that. But I'm gonna finish reading this book and then we're gonna end this. We're gonna end this message because I feel like this is the most important part. I think it's 110. Okay, so the empty space where what we still love had been or would be can be painful to confront. We can either fill the empty space with who and what is absent, like the crone who sets the table with photos, and become absent ourselves, or we can find a way to breathe ourselves back into life. Rather than miss the opportunity to live, we can honor and acknowledge what haunts us with gratitude for whatever was and is no longer, or was not and may never be. We can use whatever was or was not to enrich how we approach living each moment to the fullest. The absence has a lesson for us. It would not have made up part of our path if it did not. It is up to us to uncover the insight and use it harmoniously. Alternatively, it may be that you resonate with this card at the level where you find that it is you who has been absent throughout your life. It may be that you have lost a lot of your youth and the opportunity to make something of your life. Take heart in knowing that you are not alone. Your path has gifted you with a alternative set of inner resources, insights, and tools. To explore the value of them will illuminate a personalized way to the other side of your pain and how to create a meaningful and fulfilling life from it. Regardless of your source of your prolonged grief, the featured crone loves and supports you to move beyond the loss to spending your life or aspects of it. She cautions you to avoid the potential for grief to consume the rest of your life by compromising your capacity to be present in it. Of course, to mourn any loss is essential and needs to run its due course. However, it is equally essential to recognize that you are still here and presently able to live a fulfilling life. Honor this blessing by embracing the many opportunities available to you. To initiate this process, it can be helpful to light a candle and hold in your mind's eye what is absent in the presence of your love. Next to this image in your mind's eye, place the part of yourself that has been lost to the past as a consequence. Keep this vision of all that and absent present within the white, loving light of your heart for 4 minutes. During this time, focus on your breath. Have your eyes closed and hold your left hand over your heart. The need to cry may arise during this visualization. If so, good. To cry when we need to is always a good and healthy thing. Allow your tears to flow for however long and hard they need to. This is the body, mind, and emotions way of relieving, cleansing, and healing. Having a plush toy or a pillow to hug can be soothing if no one safe is around. Although it might not feel like it at first, trust there will be an end to your tears if you allow them all to come out. This is the same with grief. Crone's message: true loss and absence are when you lose all of yourself to the past, too. Wow, that's deep. So these are the messages that I have for you today. I love you guys. Again, shout out to all lovenest subscribers. Those of you that resonate, you're a part of this soul tribe. Whether you're subscribed or not, I just wanted to put that out there if you resonate with the message. It was just beautiful. It's all I could say. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Bye.